Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day, welcome to the Come on, D&D. Yes, it's Monday. Fantastic fun stuff for the Monday. So we're going to play some more D&D. We are one player down, as Maeve is... Harry is not with us to play Maeve. He is spending weekend, the bank holiday weekend with his beloved. So, yeah,
he's being a normal person.
Yeah, normies. Yeah. He's got cuteness and everything.
From me, you filthy casual.
But we have got everybody else, and everybody else comprises of course, we have Nye, who's here, who just heard his voice a moment ago. Say hello again properly, Knive.
Hello.
Knife, even Knife, whatever. Dude, we work with kitchens and that works with knives, that's fine. We've got Mike as well. Big Mike, say hello, Big Mike. We've got young Mitch.
Hey.
And we've got as if anyone could ever possibly forget, we've got the other guy.
Oh, thanks a lot.
See what I did there? We've got Lyle, who plays the wonderful Ion of the Screechy Man. So welcome anyone and everyone. We're here to see how the party deals with somewhat of a conundrum, as Dakota has pointed out in the chat there. Seeing how the riddle works out. Now I should say for this, by the way, Dakota, I know you're in another game, and whilst I do not think that you would metagame, I mean, I don't think you would. I'm fairly certain that you wouldn't, because you're one of the good people. But you've got a different riddle. Smug Dan is smug. That's right, I created 3 fucking riddles.
You're an evil bastard.
I am an evil bastard. A different riddle for each group. Because I was very aware of the fact that I made it to call on proxies at some point, so I'm going to try and prevent you guys from having the temptation even. But let's move you on to the right thing. What up with that? Who doing what? Someone did a thing. Rotro. Hey Mickey, how you doing, bruh? The resub for 5 months in a row. Dude, seriously? Has it been that long? Fucking hell. Jesus
Raggy.
Christ. Yeah.
You want to rock this Rusty?
Oh, Griminy Cricket. Yeah, so Mickey plays in the Sunday group, and the Sunday group are basically just the Scooby Gang. They even have a blue cart. They have a mystery machine. It's
Well,
it's
in real life or
no. They have a blue cart for the party. They have a little blue wagon, and they've all fallen off of it. Lol.
And this is when Dan decides to get rid of it.
No, to be fair, actually, they
Let me take away what you love.
they do currently not have access to the wagon because it is being used by another a character that is no longer a part of the party. They are making use of it, so they technically don't have access to the wagon. But if it comes around and they need it, they have paid for the wagon, so I'll probably end up chucking it back at them. So otherwise, they've wasted the cash. Okay, but yeah, so we don't have any Harry today. But the last thing that happened, if anyone would remember, is that Maeve, I should say, did a little ritual with the skull of the Drider, or the head / skull of the Drider. Then there was stuff trying to work out potions and shit and stuff and things. So, yeah, that's pretty much all the recap we really need, to be honest. Because this is a nice and simple bit. Yeah, so I suppose I should hand over to the players to continue with their deliberations and such. How are you all feeling?
Tired.
Yeah. Tired.
confused.
Well, you've got a number of materials available to you. You have a notebook that is on the table inside the shack, along with a large collection of alchemical devices and supplies and things. You've got shelves that are stacked with varying materials
There we had to have
in terms of
repeated 3
ingredients.
times.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it is currently all sitting in the chat log as well.
Yeah.
If you guys just scroll up a little bit, you'll see what the list of all the items are.
I was about to say, should we be mean and get you to resave them all?
Disadvantage and instant death save.
Okay.
Fuck. Fuck.
At disadvantage. No.
You're a monster.
Yes, I am a horrible monster. No, you're all good. You're all good. But yes, you can have a look at the. And do you still? I'll happily read out the little riddle again, though. That's not a problem.
Yeah, go on then, just for while we have a little thing. Can you read the riddle, please?
Yeah. So, should you face a volcano spewing its might, or be lost in the pitch black dark of night, take your time to think of home with walls and safe foundations of stone.
So the volcano is either the ash sulfurous.
There. I just put it in the chat.
Um,
That's what it should be. Hopefully.
Well, I mean, feel free to start tinkering around with the the alchemical supplies.
I almost kind of don't want to ask what's going to happen if we fuck up and get the wrong, Yeah, Who wants to go first? Someone that actually has hit points.
Let's talk it out first. Okay, so
We're still on the intro music. Let's just change that over, shall we?
a volcano, either ash, volcanic ash, which is pretty clear, but it also could be the feathers that are on the verge of bursting into flames.
Well, wouldn't it be the obsidian sand?
Obsidian is dark, right? That's black. That would make more sense as...
That would be the oil.
Oh,
Pitch
right.
dark black of night. Think of home would be the brain mushrooms. Walls and safe foundations of stone would be the eyes because somebody's finger decided to almost petrify. And the volcano is most likely going to be the ash.
Yeah.
I can see the logic in that, yeah. I'm not going to argue.
So...
I've had time to think it over during the week.
That's fine. I know you guys are going to have a think about. Well, I hoped you guys are going to have a think about that. So, what would you like to make your recipe? What do you? Okay, so I think it's safe to say that that there is a number of ingredients around. You've got your base material. You've got there's vegetable based things. There are animal based things and mineral based things. Do you want to grab a base?
Yes.
What base would you like to grab? So the bases that you have available to you there is an alchemical powder, which is basically when you throw a pinch of this stuff into fire, it does that fantastical sparkly stuff that shamans of various religions would do, but it doesn't really seem to actually be particularly active itself. It is somewhat inert. Likewise, the water, so the alchemical liquid, which is sort of like a slightly off clear. It's like got a bit of a green tinge to it, so it looks kind of like a little bit like pond scum water sort of thing, or like swamp water. It's not. You don't look at it and go like, oh, that's disgusting. You look at it and go like, that's clearly not regular liquid.
Don't talk about my fish tank like that.
I've tried to put it into ways you'd understand.
I know.
So-
Just fuck around.
And the alchemical oil is it's a thick, dark, viscous material. When you move it around in the jar or a bottle, it's sort of like it leaves a bit of a sheen up along the sides of the bottle, where you can see it's leaving a small amount of itself there. It's thick enough to cling to the side of a bottle, but fluid enough that it flows easily and pours easily. So I think a little bit thicker than olive oil. But dark, very dark.
So
I like some 1040 look.
are we all agreed that we'll try out the oil, the volcanic shit, the brains, and the stony shit?
The eyes, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so right. Okay, so do you want to use a base?
Yes.
And
Oil.
what base are you going to go for? Oil. Do you want to use anything from minerals?
Yes.
What
Ash.
mineral? Do you want to use anything else from mineral?
Oh. The eyes weren't in minerals, right?
No, it's animal.
The eyes are animal.
Okay, no more from minerals.
Okay, well then animal then. If you want to use anything from animal.
The shining, shimmering spheres. That's a hell of a fucking tongue twister.
Okay, and what about vegetable?
The brain fungus.
Okay. And who wants to do the combining? Who wants to actually man the alchemical station?
Who looks the least injured?
Let's go with Maeve.
Maeve certainly looks the least injured, yeah.
Maeve
Well,
does
actually,
it.
to be fair, Maeve seems to be quite heavily injured in that he's covered in wounds, but he doesn't seem to be being held back by them or anything at all. He doesn't seem to be hampered by the wounds.
Go on, Maeve. We trust in you.
Oh,
Well,
Maeve.
It
Come
is
here.
my
See
duty
your skills.
to protect you all.
Oh,
So
God.
I shall happily do this.
He's even got the emo-ness down now. What the fuck?
Don't worry, babe. I'm right behind you.
I'm not. Getting the fuck out of there.
I'm going to stay by the door.
I'm gonna shield myself behind Jacob.
Let's do an intelligence check for him to see if. Ooh.
Oh,
Well,
no.
I mean,
Oh, no.
Really? An intelligence check with Maeve? That's pissing in the wind a little bit, isn't it?
I mean, literally, it's like it's an out. He's playing around with alchemy. He makes a heck of a mess. I mean, there's several significant pops and fizzes and small puffs of flame. His eyebrows are completely gone at this point. He's got a few nasty looking burns. There's one particular beaker explodes and basically just rips open a hole in his cheek, and like the flap of skin is hanging down. He doesn't seem to really mind or even notice, for that matter, as he just goes, "Last, I suppose I'll have to try again," and reaches for some more materials and a fresh, clean beaker. And it takes him about a half an hour. He's going to be at -1 charisma for this, by the way. That's the scar. It takes him about half an hour, 45 minutes to finally get all this stuff together in as it should be. He's got a bottle filled with a somewhat viscous material.
So we have no clue if it's working.
But I mean, you can give it a taste and see if it does anything.
No.
Did the
Strange
note-
viscous
did it say
liquids
We have to
are
put something
no.
in the mix, not in the concoction.
Yeah, powder from an amulet, which means probably having to go hunt down some bitch again.
Last time we did this, when we made the correct potion, it changed into something completely different, and the bottle changed as well.
Very well remembered, my friend.
You
Let
must
us-
forgive my poor memory. I'm a little bit hungover.
Vivian actually wasn't here for that anyway, so that's not a problem.
I don't think I was either. I think I missed that day.
He's like, that's very well remembered, my friend. Let's see if it does indeed change how it looks. Jacob, would you kindly move out of the way so
Yeah,
we can
no
complete
worries.
our experiment? Yeah, and he steps outside with the bottle in hand. And he's still got a bottle.
maybe we should just try some other options in case. Is that a possibility, Dan?
Yeah,
we
yeah,
make
you
more
can,
than
you
one
can,
potion?
you can do some more concocting if you would like to.
Is there a limited amount of vials that we have here, or is it just a case of try some more mixes?
There is a limited amount, but it's like there's dozens. So unless you will, depending on how many you want to make, I will eventually make you guys run out. But if you want to like make like another 5 different potions, then I'm not going to stop you.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna make the
ingredients.
next
The ingredients seem to be self-replenishing. It seems that when you open, you can take down one bowl of ingredients from the shelves, and then when you go to put it back, there's another bowl already sitting there ready and waiting. Like if you take a few items. If you take a few items from one of the bowls, then when you go back there, it's been replenished, and you go back to get some more, and everything is still ready there. You get the feeling that you can't actually run out of material.
I used to be so good at puzzles, but then I started drinking alcohol.
I never used to be any good at them, and then I started drinking alcohol. So maybe I stole your power.
Maybe we should try adding the phoenix feathers, whatever they are, to the potion we've already made.
Or we could make a second batch of that potion and then add the phoenix feathers to that just
I'm
to be
wondering
safe.
if we should have one of each category in the potion. That would kind of make sense if that's not metagaming. I don't.
That's what we did.
Did
Yeah,
we?
we did
Yeah.
that last time. I think you are right that it's going to be a case of one of each, but I think we've just got the wrong one of each.
What if we tried the same thing, but instead of the shimmering spheres, we put in the feathers? Like,
It sound incredibly satisfying, P. Then, in the background of someone's mic, there's someone who's having a very satisfying piss.
That's probably my fish tank with my filter.
It's really obvious. It's fish tank, but it sounds a little bit like someone's going for a piss.
Jesus Christ.
You guys want to make another potion?
Of course.
Yeah, might as well.
Okay. Would you like to have a base?
Do we go with oil again?
Yeah, because that's the only thing that's dark and could be considered pitch black dark of night.
Obsidian's pretty dark, right?
But what would we use as a base?
True.
Does
That was what I was...
saying the riddle that it's going to be a liquid, like sort of substance.
Yeah, unless we put the oil, we won't have any liquid in there.
The riddle makes no reference to the nature of the material in terms
True.
of its state.
Mm. Mhm. Okay, let's make another one. Start off with the oil again. I'll make it this time.
Okay.
Could be the obsidian. Like I was kind of thinking last week.
So, from the...
Trying to remember. Obsidian should be essentially just hardened lava rock, correct?
It's obsidian is volcanic glass, and the obsidian that's provided it's volcanic glass that's been smashed, shattered, broken down to a very, very fine powder. It's incredibly abrasive, dangerously so. It's the sort of thing where if you was to, if you had like a bowl of it and you decided you were going to punch your hand into the bowl of it, there's a very real chance that you would basically just completely shred your hand.
And if
to
I
the
remember,
point
that
where you
stuff
would need
is
regenerative
really
magic.
fucking strong too.
Yes and no. I mean, obsidian is very strong, but it's also very, very brittle.
Yeah. I think we should go with
It's
that.
like naturally occurring titanium,
Okay, so oil,
but not
obsidian.
quite. Before anyone who with any metallurgical knowledge and physical knowledge, yeah, I'm just using it as a reference, not saying that obsidian is equal to titanium.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Should we
Lying
make
to us
the-
right off the bat.
Should we make the exact same potion, but instead of ash, we have the obsidian in there?
Well,
I've got something. I'm thinking like the elegant bell jar with the beautiful rose.
Yeah.
When you think of a rose, you think of warm, friendly, happy.
Not
So
sure.
Maybe that's going to be like the think of home is when you think of home. It seems you think of home, it's happy, warm, comfortable. When you think of a rose, it's the same sort of principle.
But I don't know. When I think of roses, it's like beautiful, but like also sharp. You know, like it's not exactly.
Painful.
Yeah. It's not like a homely kind of flower. It's not a safe, homely flower. It's more.
Would you like to take another look at some materials?
Are there more?
No, what I mean is, would you like to take a deeper look at some of the materials? Because we had it before where Vivian did a nature check, and I said I would directly identify a number of items depending on how
Okay.
good her nature check was.
I'll
So
do
if
a
someone
nature.
wants to do it, if I'll let one of you do another nature check because we've got a new session. One of you can do a nature check, and depending on how good your nature roll is, I will identify some items more directly for you.
Okay. Who's got
Who's
good
most
nature?
nature-like? Yeah.
Let me check. I need to open up my character sheet.
Or it's not supposed to be who's most nature. It's how confident are you in your abilities? How confident are you in the dice?
yeah, because I don't think I get a. No, I wouldn't.
Not this sort of nature. I know rangers do get
Yeah.
some buffs when it comes to, but for the purpose of this, you wouldn't get those sorts of buffs. You basically, unless you are actually skilled in herbalism or alchemy, you're not going to be getting any buffs.
Yeah.
Aside from what you would get to your stats anyway.
I'm gonna do a nature check if that's okay with y'all.
Can I assist?
Yeah, assist me.
Yes, you can.
I'll have the long
Uh,
shot.
let's hope we don't blow up.
Using small amounts of your range and knowledge to like try and help them identify some things.
Quick question on the
oh,
skill
that's right.
tree. The green dots next to the skills. That's the things I'm more proficient in, isn't it?
Those are the things that you are proficient in. Yes, if you if you click on the dot again, it should turn to like yellow, and that says what you've got expertise in. Expertise is specifically for rogues and bards. But yeah, so just make sure if you do change one to expertise is double your proficiency. But it's only rogues and bards who get expertise in that.
Oh, damn, that sucks.
All right.
Rogues and
So
bards are the
much
skill
better.
guys. Rogues and bards are the skill guys. On Thursday, I play a rogue, and I've got 10 skills that I'm proficient in, and 10 skills I'm proficient in, and 4 that I've got expertise in. What?
Fuck.
2 I've got expertise in, 2 I have double proficiency, which is not the same as expertise. Because if ever I get expertise in those skills, I get basically triple proficiency, which is weird as shit.
So I got a 20.
You did. You get a 20. So, I will identify a maximum of 5 items, but depending on what you ask, some of them may count as 2.
Okay.
Ooh.
Can you remind me which ones Vivian asked about last time? There were 3, right?
Yes. I believe Dakota, if you're still there in the chat, I don't know if you can remember exactly which ones it was you asked about. Because I actually honestly can't remember off the top of my head. I remember the brown mottled feathers that smell faintly of the sea are harpy feathers. I remember you asked about that one. The mushroom caps are mold caps.
I think
I think we asked about the eyes too, right?
I think she asked about the obsidian, didn't she?
And I think.
Oh yeah, the sand. The
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's obsidian sand.
Okay.
Basilisk eyeballs. Mate, did I give you 3 or did I give you 4?
I think he gave us 4.
3.
I give you 4.
We found out about the eyes by someone sticking their finger in it.
Well, it wasn't actually directly said. I described what happened with the eyes, and you guys can, without too much working out, can probably take a guess at them being basilisk eyes. I didn't want to, just at the time, I didn't want to directly identify them.
I mean, I would have gone with Gorgon eyes.
Are you guys okay if I ask about the brain fungus?
Yeah.
Okay, that's one.
It's called brain fungus.
Nothing else?
That's it. It's called brain fungus. It looks exactly like the stuff from Fallout 4.
Okay.
You bastard.
That's great. Roots are kind of, like a home thing. Like
Foundation.
Yeah, this is where my roots are home, right?
Okay.
So let's ask about the penis roots.
They are Canis root or Canis root, as in canines.
Okay.
So
Do we know anything about their what's the word?
You know they're used
properties.
in a number of potions that have uses from very, very simple medicine stuff, such as like something that would be used to quell an upset stomach, all the way up to like some variations of powerful healing potions and resistance potions. But there's you don't remember there being anything specific about anything that's been inferred via the riddle. But likewise, all the things that you have fully identified so far, there's nothing that is directly relatable to like the riddle doesn't seem to be asking for a particular potion.
Right. But that makes me think because, well, they're roots, which is like home, and they've also got healing and resistant properties, which is like safe. So safe home, like in the riddle.
Mhm.
That could be one.
So we've identified 2 things so far. You can keep asking for things at the moment.
Okay. Do you guys
basically you've used 2 out of your 3 charges, and nothing you've asked for has needed more than 1 charge. So 2 out of your 5 charges, and nothing you've asked for so far has needed more than 1 charge.
Right.
Ask about the bone, if we know what type of animal.
Was there a bone here?
Yeah. So there is
powder material.
Yeah, so it's a bowl of material where it's mostly filled with powder material, but there's also what is clearly a part of a bone of some creature is sticking out of the bowl as well. So it's very clearly that it is a some manner of bone meal.
Yes, we will ask about the bone meal.
It is powdered giant's bone.
Powdered giant's bone. I don't see that having anything to do with the riddle, except maybe might. Volcano's spewing its might, but that's a reach.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about the alchemical powder? Very fine grain minerals. No, very fine grain.
Well, usually alchemical powder is just
Yeah,
alchemical.
the alchemical powder is another one of the bases. So yeah, there's no that's just one of the base materials. That's what that is. Yep. So you've still got 2 charges at the moment. So depending on what you ask for next, it may end up being the last thing you can ask about.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, do you want to ask about the viscous liquid?
Which one was that?
Large potion bottle, shimmering silver, thick viscous liquid, which to me I think mercury, but because it's not Earth, at least not how we view it, it might be something different.
Let me go through all of these first and see. I wonder what the off-clear liquid, the green tinge liquid is.
That is just the alchemical. That's just the alchemical liquid.
Okay.
What about the colours of the small scales from a shiny young creature?
Sorry, you're a bit quiet. Can you ask again?
So I moved the mic a bit away. The shiny young creature, the bowl of scales.
Hmm. Yeah, let's go for the scales.
Okay, this is an assortment of young dragon scales of all the different colours you would find a young dragon in, so both chromatic and metallic. The bowl is just full of scales of all the different colours.
Okay.
So red dragons, green dragons, blue, black, white, silver, bronze, gold, and brass.
So dragons are also like, well, I don't know in D&D lore, but like volcano related kind of, I guess. Maybe that's a reach.
Depends, because there's ice dragons, blah 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 blah, depending on.
Give me just a standard nature check quickly.
Sure. No advantage.
You know that there are sightings of dragons from all over the world, and all different biomes.
Okay. Do we still have one more question?
Yes, you can still ask one more.
Okay. And can I ask it even if that particular one would take 2 charges?
Depending on which one it is, I may just be really, really vague and just give you a more in-depth description without a name, potentially.
Okay.
What about the large jar of deep, dark, sparkling powder? Because that could be dark.
Oh, that's the
That was the
obsidian powder.
That's the obsidian sand. That one is.
I think we should go for the liquid, the shimmering silver viscous liquid.
Okay, let's ask about the viscous liquid.
Okay. So it's nothing that you've actually seen out in the wild, or that you've had any real encounter with as such. But you do remember when you were in Neverwinter, and you were going through a couple of the various shops that were there. There was one of the times when you were in with Darius's elixirs. You did see along the wall where some of the rarer materials were. There was a jar filled with something that looked very, very similar, and on the label on that jar was mercurial slide.
Oh, does anybody know what mercurial slide is?
Mercury is a type of chemical. So other than that, I'm not too sure.
I thought it was a metal.
Well, I'm not very bright, so... Okay,
Would that be an insight or investigation check?
Just straight up intelligence check.
Okay.
Yeah. As far as you know, it looks like metal, but it's not. It's not any material you've ever really played around with before. You do remember, like I said, seeing a jar with something that looked very similar in it. It was called mercurial slide. There was a small triangular little warning label on that label as well, like a little warning sign, like a caution, poisonous sort of thing.
okay, question. The poem that's written down, like the capitalization, is that how it's
No.
written?
That was me. That was me being a little bit lazy when it came to copy pasting it, and then I went through and I redid it, and then it was originally all capsed, and then I had to change some things around, but I didn't recaps it after I changed it, so that was me just being lazy. I think I mentioned at the time to ignore the capitalization. I can't remember. I certainly meant to if I didn't mention it.
Okay, let's go through one at a time. List all the ingredients that could be a part of that. So
I've got a couple of ideas for.
Okay, let's start with, should you face a volcano spewing its might?
Pretty sure that one's going to be. Yeah, ash.
It could be volcanic ash, it could be obsidian, or it could be dragon scales. Also, the bursting feathers. Okay, those are our options for the first one. Then next we have. Where's the poet? Fuck, I'm bad at this.
So, should you face a volcano spewing its might?
Yeah.
And the next group is, or find yourself lost in the pitch black. Should you find yourself? Should you face a volcano spewing its might, or be lost in the pitch black dark of night?
Okay. Pitch black dark of night. Lost in the pitch black dark of night.
I think the pitch black dark of night is going to be the obsidian powder because obsidian's normally really black.
It could be oil, obsidian, black dragon scales, I'm gonna say. Is there anything? Yeah, those three are.
And it could also be the oil.
Yeah, I wrote down the oil.
Oh, okay.
I've got a feeling that the phoenix feathers are in it though, just for some strange hunch.
Take your time to think of home. With fucking walls and safe foundations of stone. So I think brain, shit, penis, what were they? Fucking
Brain,
bas-
shit, penis. This is an
Basilisk.
insight into Ion's brain.
Yeah. Basilisk eye.
Don't drink, kids.
Oh, why can't mimosas be an ingredient?
Okay. Brain, shit, penis, basilisk eye. I think. Does anybody have anything to add, or does anybody have reason to remove one of these, or more than one of these items from the list I posted?
Oh, when I think of phoenix feathers, I think of rebirth. Because they explode into flames and then are reborn.
Yeah, that's true. Well, how would you incorporate that into the poem?
Oh, no, I was saying that one, I don't think was the volcano.
Oh, okay. Are you doing inside checks for Maeve?
Yeah. There is a black thing on my finger. It is a ring, a skullface ring. Probably can't see that very well. But yeah, no. I was going to see whether or not Maeve is aware of much of what's going on. But no, he's
Is he aware of much of anything sometimes?
no, not really.
Okay, we're gonna need a base.
Base, buttery
But-
biscuit base.
I wonder if the base is just a base, isn't like it doesn't really have meaning with this, and it's the other stuff.
Could be.
But it has to have meaning, otherwise, how would we know which base to pick? Dan, I don't like you making me use my brain on a Monday.
It's a bank holiday Monday. Come on.
Not for me, it's not.
That sounds an awful lot like a you problem.
Oh, there was even chalk in the minerals. What is that?
The thing I'm liking about the sounds of the fish tank in the background is don't forget there's all that water above you.
Both me. Fuck are you talking about, man? You make it seem like I've got it hanging from the ceiling.
No, it is the ceiling of the garden. When you look up, there's sort of like just mottled, dappled water.
To be honest, because we've been dealing with spiders, I thought it was just a load of web. It was just
Yeah.
kind of shimmering in the light as it flowered in the wind.
Well, there are things that are moving through it as well. It's very very obvious, large aquatic shapes.
The thing is,
Oh.
yeah, sorry. You go.
About how high up is that water? Just out of curiosity.
About 120 feet.
Fuck. Alright.
Okay. The thing is, with walls and safe foundations of stone, foundation as in base, makes me think that that part has to do with base we're supposed to choose, but then there's no base that would clearly correspond.
Nope.
I'm an idiot.
Well, I don't know how back in time this is, but very fine grey powder sounds a bit like cement, and that's generally used in foundation.
Well, it's Dan already said that it bursts into flames when you burn it, so I don't think it's cement, babe.
It's not really burst at the flames, more the fact like it is that sort of powder that you can chuck it into a fire and does that whole little frumph crackle thing that
Like flour
flash
does.
powder does. Yeah, even flour does it. Yeah, so but it's it is like the alchemical fluid, the alchemical oil, and the alchemical powder all seem to be mostly inert. I mean, the oil does burn when you put a light to it. The liquid is a tiny bit more viscous than water, like not really even that noticeable. And the powder doesn't have any particular smell to it or anything at all. It's all, they all seem to be, for the most part, an inert substance that is designed to give material ingredients you're adding into it something to bind with, so they can all work together.
Maybe we're thinking of this all wrong. Maybe we're not supposed to choose regions based on the things in the poem. Maybe we're supposed to choose regions that would fix the problem in the poem, you know, like for the volcanic might, we would choose water as our base.
Possible.
For the
yeah, it does say, should you face a volcano.
Yeah, for the
So.
pitch black dark of night, wasn't there some really, like, bright stuff?
Yeah, that shimmering liquid that is the... Oh, wait, no.
There was something that would blind
Shining,
you.
shimmering spheres.
Yeah.
Those just turn you to stone. But...
The feathers give off a flame when they burst into flames. That's light.
But then again, I'm sorry, I'm just, like, free-bowling here.
it's disgusting. Shouldn't do that in public.
I'm not in public, you bitch.
I think we should do it that way too, just to be safe.
So you have another concoction in mind.
Possibly.
Maybe.
Would you like a base?
Looter.
The liquid.
The green
Water.
tinge?
Yeah, off clear liquid, because he said it's like pond water.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Would you like anything from the mineral menu?
You guys think no?
I'm kind of suspicious about leaving.
Well, he didn't say we could, or we didn't have to take from each section.
Yeah.
So it could be the iridescent feathers.
Okay. So would you like anything from the animal menu?
The shining, shimmering spheres? Or no?
It would be the feathers, because flame would light the way.
True.
But if we've got plenty of different like ways we can do it, because we've got enough vials and stuff, I say we kind of throw a few things together and try it
So
that way.
what? We each make our own potion, pretty much.
Well, I think we could probably do more than one each if we needed to.
Huh.
Well, I'm going to stick with my one because I'm stupid and don't really feel like losing any more of my eyebrows.
Or any more of your face. I hear you talk so a little bit. So is it safe to say he looks kind of like Harvey Dent?
Two-Face from
Less handsome.
Sorry, Two-Face from Batman.
So Harvey Dent mixed with Dr. Frankenfurter from Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn, I don't like this.
It's good, isn't it?
I mean, if you're trying to have it take up a lot of time, yeah.
Come on.
And he says in the background, yes, now I can start writing the story for the next part once they finally figure out this fucking riddle.
This riddle is gonna take us like
So
this entire.
I've written six modules for the main world.
And with that module,
I really have no idea.
I don't think you described. I know you described the rose as the one from was it Beauty and the Beast?
Yes.
Right.
Well, very very similar to, yeah.
So I'm probably gonna have to roll for something, but is it kind of losing its petals, kind of like the movie where it's you have to find someone before the petals all fall?
No, it does appear to be
Okay.
sort of like hovering inside the thing.
Okay.
There is it's got a small clump of soil around the around the base of the root. It seems to around the base of the stem. It seems to be a little bit different to other roses you've seen, where obviously roses normally grow on a bush. This seems to be much more like roses that grow individually. Like maybe they would grow in like a group of 2 or 3, but it certainly seems to be like a single stem, single bloom flower. But it's certainly in terms of its structure, it looks like a rose.
Does somebody else want to do a nature check and ask for about?
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I risk a nature check on the rose?
Yeah, go on. You can do a nature check just on the rose itself.
And I don't get it now. I wouldn't get a bonus. Damn it. Make sure I'm at normal. Fuck. It's a rose.
It's
Yeah,
pretty.
It's a rose. It is very very pretty. It's
God
not
damn it.
It's not one you've ever seen before. You don't remember seeing this at any point in your recent history.
Okay.
the flower pots. Is there anything specific or special about them? 'Cause I'm thinking
Aside from
that
the
could
fact
be
they have a
used as-
reagent growing out of them, no.
I'm thinking flower pots are normally essentially a foundation for a plant. It's basically like the walls and foundation of a plant.
Can we take a pot?
Sure.
Do we want to try it that way?
Jacob, do a fucking nature check.
Yeah, that might.
No, smart man. Jacob.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Well, you no talk.
Yeah, I can talk. I've been listening, sorry.
Ion was saying something.
Oh, sorry, what were you saying?
Would you like to take a look at some of these ingredients?
Yeah, sure.
It'll be a nature check, but no one can help you at this point because everyone's already kind of done at least one of their own or helped with another one. So
Maeve
you'll-
hasn't.
I was going to say, I don't remember Maeve.
that's true,
doing
but
that.
Maeve has also been did do a making of a potion, and yeah, he's
Blew himself up.
a little bit
Yeah.
Right, nature check.
nature check.
Nice.
Okie dokie. So, again, you've got 5 charges, essentially, of things to identify.
Yeah.
And depending on what you pick, says whether it would be 1 or more charges. So, is there anything you would like to identify?
I'm trying to think of what's left.
I think go for the flower pots is one of them.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll do the flower.
This is a material that you have seen used in a few religious rituals as a basis for some incense. You remember, as you go into identify it, you remember the smell of it. It becomes like it conjures a memory of when you went to go and get bonded with Ion. You have that sort of thing flash through your brain. You recognise this as being angel hair moss.
Oh. No. Trying to go through the list, see what we haven't done yet.
Next would be the mushroom caps.
Yeah, I'll do those.
I'm fairly sure you had them identified there.
Did we? What were they?
Hang on, let me check. Yeah, just mold caps.
Oh, okay. Then next would.
Snull, they're trying to mix some form of potion or concoction from a number of materials based off of a riddle.
The feathers. The bursting feathers.
They are indeed phoenix feathers. You have 2 charges left.
Dan.
Yes, dear.
Jesus Christ. The riddle.
Mm-hmm.
Is that written anywhere, or was it just like through?
It's written in the notebook on the desk.
Okay. Is there anything else in said notebook?
No.
Who buys a notebook and only uses one fucking page? All right, that was my only question. I figured there might be something with the.
There's one letter of the Pokemon.
There's a few other like little images, like diagrams on the other pages that show how to correctly remove various things, or how to correctly handle some of the materials, like how to correctly handle the basilisk eyes without causing yourself to turn to stone, how to correctly harvest the Kanish root from the main root bowl itself, how to handle the mushrooms without becoming poisoned by them. All that sort of stuff.
Or maybe we're overthinking it and we've already made the correct potion.
Yeah, but seeing as last time we almost had a death within the first 2 weeks before we even got to Neverwinter.
It wouldn't have just blown half of Maeve's face apart either.
To be, that was mostly due to his ineptitude at rolling a nat 1 with his attempt using alchemical potion. Alchemical kit.
Did he not mix it correctly?
Well, remember, he said he made a mess and he blew up half of his fucking face.
Oh, the boss really ate that grenade, eh? District 9 for you there.
I don't remember, but have we had any directions in the past of how to mix this specific mixture up?
Nope. The only instructions you were able to find have been the notebook.
That sucks.
There's nothing magical about the notebook, right?
Nothing that you can see. I mean, it's got a few somewhat arcane symbols, but they could just be to do with alchemy.
Can I piss off, or can I piss around with an Arcana roll?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Okay. Fuck.
There is
Fuck.
definitely something magical about that book. In fact, there's something magical about everything on the table. The table might even be an illusion.
I hate you, Dan. I hate
Yep, you can hate me all you
I've
like.
been through
Nice still
way
believes
too much bullshit today.
You can hate me all you like. Nice still believes that table is now potentially that table is an illusion and everything upon it is magical.
I know, but couldn't you have said "Nye believes" instead of "you believe"? It's like, no, I'm not that fucked up in the head yet.
Yeah, but we also have a tendency to call you Nye as opposed to.
I know.
So.
This book, you say it's magical. Could
No,
I
no,
use-
no, 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 no. Nye says it's magical. Let's
Okay,
let's be
Nye
100%
says it's
clear.
I'm gonna do another fucking roll next time around.
In which case,
I'm gonna put this shit right.
forget what I was about to say. Then.
Okay.
It's like when you get a crit fail on a stealth roll, you still think you're a fucking ninja. You're just there like Krunk leaning against the wall going da 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 da. If a character is 4 meters, 120 centimeters, and a longsword is 100 centimeters, can he equip a longsword? Or will the longsword just be a normal sword for him, but stat-wise counts as a longsword? Well, the first thing you need to do there is work out that 4 meters is not 120 centimeters. Is the first thing you're gonna come across there. Second thing
Yeah,
you're
isn't
gonna
that 400?
yeah.
That's 400
The
centimeters.
second thing you're gonna come across is that a longsword isn't necessarily 100 centimeters. Longswords are actually quite a bit longer than that.
Longswords are normally like 170, 180 centimeters.
Yeah, longswords are usually somewhere between. Well, the blade of a longsword is usually somewhere between 3 and 4 feet. That's just for the blade. Basically, I know what you're getting at, and for the purposes of size management, count them as a gnome. For the purposes of size management.
Has Jacob used all of his nature checks?
He still has 2 more.
Yes, currently has 2 charges left.
Is there anything left that we have to check?
There's a few things left that you haven't got 100% identified.
Did we check the actual ash from the sulfurous clumpy ash?
No.
Check it.
Yeah.
It is volcanic
Thanks.
ash.
I thought we just want to make sure because it could be that we've been going about this the whole way wrong and it's not actually volcanic ash.
I'm honestly ready to just leave and like go do the other parts of the dungeon.
Knowing Dan, the enemies would respawn back, and it's just like, God damn it, we killed you already.
Right, should we just chuck a few things together and make another potion at least then?
Sure.
Or just leave it?
Let's make another potion. I'm gonna make my potion, which is gonna have
Blackjack and hookers.
Oil. Yes.
And mimosas.
Okay. I'm ready, Dan. Are you ready?
Okay, so
Are you ready
this is
to
the
love?
ion potion. What's the
Yes.
ion potion having in?
It has oil.
Mm-hmm.
It has fuck.
I think that's an ingredient.
Yeah. It has fucking.
Oh, Mickey, in that regard, actually, a longsword would have to be used two-handed. They could use it, but they couldn't use it in one hand. It's just fully logged in my head where you're getting at, and yeah, they would need to use a longsword. They would have to use it two-handed, but it would still then count as being that panel line.
I'm gonna put some. Fuck. I'm gonna put some ash in it.
So oil, ash.
Then I'm gonna put some obsidian in it.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm gonna put some. Fuck. Gonna put some fucking dog dicks in it.
Okay. Let's have an intelligence check from you then.
not a saving throw.
Yeah, well, you may need one afterwards, depending on what you're on. Yeah, so it takes you a bit of time. You're really not familiar with these items. You got that thing where, like, when you're looking at one of the diagrams for how to correctly harvest the Kenish root elements, and you're trying to like move the notebook around to get the different orientations on it. You're doing the whole thing like you twist your head with the shears. You like this. But yeah, it takes you a bit of time. It's about half an hour or so to put together your potion, and you have a potion. You have a concoction.
Okay. Well, that's mine. Somebody else's turn.
So I have to go over to the table to mix up a potion.
You would need to do it there, but you don't need to move your token there. We know what's going on.
Cool. I was just about to move it. Right. I've got an idea of what I'm going to sip in mine.
Okay. What would you like in yours?
I'm going to put some ash and some obsidian.
Okay.
The phoenix feathers.
Okay.
And some of the brown mottled feathers.
It's harpy feather.
That's the one.
Okay.
And that'll be it.
Okay, let's have an intelligence check for him then.
Can't find it. That's the one on the far left, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah. So there's you've got quite a lot of confidence with this bit, and you're going through it quite happily, and you do make a mistake. You're not, you've been watching what everyone else is doing, and you've been fairly confident, thinking, well, yeah, I mean, I can do this as well. I mean, for fuck's sake, if Maid can do it, surely I can do it too.
Makes sense.
Can you give me a Constitution saving throw, please?
I don't want to, but I suppose I'll have to.
Okay, so you're leaning in close over the little totally not a Bunsen burner but Bunsen burner, and taking a look at the materials as they're combining together. And it's like it bubbles and bubbles and bubbles, and then all of a sudden it just puffs out because it's been. You know how things that aren't liquid can still sort of seemingly bubble. So like the ash and the obsidian sand, where they've got the heat beneath them, and they've got little pockets of air that are coming up through. They're just puffing and popping away. And then as the heat gets to a certain level, where then there's a particularly large burst. Of this energy, and there's a big puff of dust up into your face, and the dust that comes up is the volcanic ash and the some elements of the obsidian sand with it as well. So you've just had a dry version of a chip pan fire go off in your face.
That's going to leave a mark.
Yeah, it is. It's going to leave a mark to the tune of 5 points of fire damage. And a 3 points of poison damage.
Oh fuck!
How do I calculate them with my character?
It's just 8 points of damage. The only reason I separated them out is because you may have some form of resistances to them or anything at all, which would then potentially half that damage. But I don't believe you haven't. I'm just checking your sheet now. You haven't got any resistance to it. Yes, you just take 8 points of damage.
All done. And do I end up with a potion though, or is that a complete failure?
It is a bit of a failure on that one, but you can take your time with it and run the potion through again. And thank you to Outlaw SLXL, who's put us onto their auto-hosting list. I doubt you'll see me saying this, but thank you all the same. Yes, you do. So it takes you. You're a bit more cautious about it the second time around. Fool me once. But let's have. Let's give you that potion. So you have a bottle of this slightly shimmering powder.
Cool. No changes. So
Wow.
Would anyone else like to have a go at making a potion of their own?
you
Or a
gonna give it a
concoction. I
go,
keep
Mark?
saying potion. It's not specifically a potion. It is a concoction.
I would like to do another Arcana roll because I'm just that stupid today.
What are you Arcana rolling?
That fucking book.
No, you still think the book's magical.
Bastard, you're not even gonna let me try again.
Not when it's a crit fail.
You suck. Okay. Well, fair
You're
enough.
utterly convinced that the book is magical.
Mm.
It might even
I
be a
have
spell
a
book of some
spell.
type.
That can detect if something's magical or not. Could I use that on the book?
You can do that if you would like to.
It is the identify spell. Choose one object that you must touch throughout the casting of the spell. This is a magic item or some other magic imbued object. You learn its properties and how to use them.
Yeah, you can use identify in the book.
Do I still click it?
Yeah, just click it and say you're casting the spell so we can double check exactly what it says in case I need to double check any of the wording because some of the spells can be very specific on their wording.
Okay, it gives me a cast as a ritual or a spell.
Well, basically, are you using a spell slot to cast it, or are you going to take the time, like, is the party going to give you the 10 minutes you'll need to cast it as a ritual?
Do you think we've got enough time for?
Oh
ritual?
no! You can't cast a ritual. You don't know ritual casting at the minute. You're sorry. You're oh no, you have got one level of wizard. Yes, you can do it. No, that's level 2 wizard can do ritual. Cast it
I
with
shall cast it as a spell.
Cast it with a spell slot. Cast it with a spell slot. Good God, I keep forgetting with multi-classing and into
There
things
we
that
go.
can and can't do ritual casting. Oh my God, fucking rituals, man. Fucking rituals. Do you have a pearl worth at least 100 gold pieces?
I did not. I don't believe I do.
And you cannot cast a spell, unfortunately.
My bad. I should have read it.
You require that material. So the way it works with spells and that is that if you have a component pouch or an arcane focus, you can use that to take up the material slot, so long as the material that is specified does not have any value. So you can use an arcane focus to replace the owl feather, for example. But you still, because there's an item there that has a gold point value, which is the pearl, worth at least 100 gold pieces, you cannot use it to replace the pearl. You would still need the pearl as well.
No worries. I know that for future now.
Yeah, that's fine. Even when you're casting at a ritual, you would need the pearl as well. The only thing that changes is the casting time. And the fact you don't use a spell slot. You still need all the materials.
Fair enough.
I mean, you guys can, I won't make you work your way all the way back through the maze. I can just move you back to the hub if you would like to go back to the hub.
You
Or
want
if
to
you
just
want
go
to
back?
if you want to carry on
Do a
doing
long
potions,
rest?
you can carry on doing potions. This is entirely up to you. I'm letting you guys decide.
Is it worth one more? Or
Actually, I'll tell you what we'll do is it's 10 to 10 my time, and we are going to be finishing at 11. So what we'll do is we'll take 10 minutes now, so we can have a break. You guys can think about what you want to do whilst we're on break, and then we shall come back and we'll do whatever it is we're going to do. So we shall be back in 10 minutes' time.
Works for me.
we're back from the break. So, party, have you decided what you would like to do?
Do the one thing first,
Mike?
Big Mike.
Do your Arcana check on the spellbook.
Yeah, good, okay.
So you want to do an Arcana check on the book? It seems to just be a book. I mean, it's got. You do recognise some arcane symbols, but they're not like specifically necessarily symbols that are just used in magic. They seem to be symbols that are used in a variety of arcane things, such as
Alchemy, yeah.
magic, alchemy, certain religious rituals and stuff as well. So it's not like specifically, oh, this is magic. It's just this is certainly magical influenced.
Yeah, it's linked to a lot of things. And if we identified the half powder material, the powdered bone,
Yes, it's powdered
What was
giant's
that?
bone.
We've identified everything now, haven't we, I think.
what was the deep dark powder again?
That's obsidian sand.
You gonna chuck a potion together, Mr. Jacob?
Yeah, just thinking about it. Right, I'm gonna make a potion. I'm gonna put the alchemical powder in it.
So this is Jacob, yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna put the obsidian in.
Mm-hmm.
The phoenix feathers.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the root.
Canis root.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, does anyone else want to do any more potion making, or should I take you all back to the hub?
I am lost for ideas now.
I've done it, trying to do it as methodically as I can think of.
There isn't anything else around the room, is there, that we could possibly have missed?
No.
It's just an alchemy shed, basically.
The
Basically like that. It's like that
spider
dodgy
skull.
uncle that always had weird smelling herbs in his shed.
Yeah.
the spider skull that's part of a shrine. That's not got anything to do with it, has it?
No.
It was made by
even
me.
I'm just trying to think out of the box.
That was done by Maeve.
Yeah, but I mean, like, maybe the skull could be used in. We've already powdered up the giant bone. Would it be possible to powder up that skull if needed, or something like that? But like I say, just thinking out of the box.
No, I think everything was was given to us. I don't think there's anything outside. Because the only thing that could have been used may have been some of that webbing that I had, but I don't think that's got any.
Shall we make our way back to the harbor then?
Yeah, why not? We could all do with some rest anyway.
Try and find this amulet.
Amulet. Ah, magic.
Oh, that's the point. I need to. 'Cause it's the other maze now. Which, if memory serves, should be that one.
How different is it?
It's just this because there's currently 2 cat sheets of maze.
So that was the old character sheet.
Yeah, because we
Before
had that,
got
we
a
had
bit
we had
widespread
that
up.
issue we had that issue with the cat sheets going a little bit weird.
Fair enough. So we've been east and we've been south now.
There's
Mhm.
definitely
So we've got west and north left.
one too many mazes. Okay. Can only handle so many.
Where are we thinking next? North or west? Who's feeling more confident about one or the other?
I'm gonna say left.
If anybody's got any other ideas, I'll say yeah. let's
Nye
just
and
go west.
Ion coming.
Sure.
Did you want to do a long rest here, by the way, or a short rest,
Yes.
or any form of rest?
I need a long rest.
I love that straight away. Yes. Give me rest.
Okay, long rest.
I'll move Nye.
I've got to click the long rest button, haven't I?
It doesn't always work properly.
Does for me, luckily.
What do I
let,
click?
Oh,
let me through the door.
I thought you'd already moved through the door.
No, Ion.
Okay.
So for a long rest, how do we do that one?
Just click the button,
Long. You can just click it. If it doesn't work properly, it may be a little bit weird. It usually does work, but every now and then it doesn't.
Mine seems to have worked, so.
But it's roll 20, so don't trust. Roll 20 does get screwed.
Oops, didn't mean to do that.
Someone just went to the bathroom because that light flashed on and off on the left hand side.
I'm just redoing the doors because they were a little bit janky.
Nothing worse than janky door.
Indeed.
Is everyone nice and rested?
Nye has not yet rested. Or, well, you've all rested, but yeah, we do need to decide how you guys are going to be doing the whole. Because when you do a long rest, that's taking 8 hours to rest. So you guys need to decide regarding that who's going to be like keeping watch, if you're going to have anyone keeping watch at all.
Yeah, fair point. Well, let's just use it the fact that Nye had, he was looking, he was the look.
I'll do the first watch.
I didn't.
Okay. So nothing happens during the first 2 hours. Who are you going to wake up?
Jacob, I guess.
Okay. Okay, and nothing happens during that period. Who are you? Who's Jacob going to wake up?
Maze, I think.
Okay. And nothing happens during those 2 hours, and Maeve is going to wake up Nye. And nothing happens during those 2 hours either. Nye, are you with us?
I think he said his grandpa came.
Oh, I didn't hear.
It's in Monday Bears.
Oh, is he put it in the
Discord.
thing?
said he'd be right back.
Okay. All right.
I am back, by the way.
Cool. Let's just do. Right. Okay, so what do you guys want to do? Which way do you want to go? You want to go west? Go
I'd
west.
say go west, yeah. Let's go get some Chinese.
Going west for Chinese.
Yeah, that's what the go west advert is, isn't it? It's Chinese.
No.
Sung by the fucking pet shop.
Yeah, but they used it as a Chinese because there was a Chinese called Go
No.
West.
No. It was go east. They parodied it to go east.
I was close enough. We've just been east. Right, we've had our Chinese. We're going for Indian now.
Wonderful, special people.
You'd miss me if I was gone.
You can tell I've been playing with you long enough, Dan, that I knew that was a thing of IQ cells dying.
So I'm back for seconds. What did I miss?
Nothing yet. You
Okay.
guys
That's
decide
not the
you're gonna be going west because apparently that's where Chinese people
The
live.
Indians. No, it's the Indians. The Chinese were east, as you mentioned.
Do we do a
Okay,
long
because
rest?
not being funny, but they're also to the east.
Everything's to the east if you go to the east far enough.
That is moderately
Touche,
true.
yeah.
Right. Okay,
Alright, we're
so
ready for more drow bullshit.
you wound me, sir, with this assumption that I would be doing such a thing.
No, I'm not going in front.
You have drow behind the door, don't you?
I mean, you can see through the door.
Not really. I didn't know I was Superman.
Not
Do not
made
worry,
up, no.
friends. I shall take the lead on this one.
Good, you've got the most hit point.
Come now, Drow. We know you're here. Hey, everybody. Guess what?
Get what?
Hey, everybody. Guess what?
Oh, look.
What?
Drow.
Initiate.
Yay!
Roll your initiatives.
Mhm.
Oh, gee. Like I knew.
Ah,
it was gonna
jeez,
happen.
Rick.
Oh, jeez, Rick.
I forgot what one of the initiatives are.
The one that said
Somewhere I
initiative.
found it.
The big initiative button.
The one that says initiative.
Oh, that was bad.
Your initiative to take initiative was terrible.
That sounds about right for me tonight.
I apparently didn't have Maze token selected, which is a new one on me because I'm fairly sure I did. Oh wait, no, I had it deselected for something else.
Right.
But there we go.
Dear God, I'm the top of the initiative.
Are you? Are you sure?
90? Oh, I'm out of us, yeah.
Uh,
I don't care what those filthy scrubs have. Something out of our team.
Is the initiative just for deciding the turn
Who goes first?
basically?
yeah.
Yeah,
No, that's fair enough. I don't feel so bad about getting it.
because it makes it a lot easier than Dan just picking random people and trying to remember. his name.
You have a turn now, and then you have a turn now. Now, there's always been the thing like basically says how alert is your character, and with their ability to respond and react.
Used to take a lot of processing power back in the old paper D&D day, when the DM had to remember who was going next and who was last. Much brain power.
Good old roll 20, eh?
It does.
So this one steps out from the cover he's in, and
Cover.
I'm fairly certain that something is missing from Harry's character sheet, new character sheet. Don't think he's transferred across his armor because he's a Cleverman. He has not
Believe
transferred
it's
across
just-
his armor. Well, he both has and hasn't transferred it across. He's done something else. I don't quite know what he's done.
I just remember that clerics.
Oh no, he's done it. He's done it. It wasn't showing up before. It's very weird. Right, okay. So then let's start this all off with the drow with its hand crossbow at Maeve, and he misses and spins back into cover. And this one will spin out of cover, take a shot with his hand crossbow, and spin back into cover because they do this stuff because they're all agile and shit. Jacob, it's your turn.
Aha. Missed it. Yeah. And can I see anyone?
You can see everything that you can see. The hand crossbow twirl, a classic. It is indeed.
Oh, where's the... There. I can see him, I believe.
If you can see him, then you can see him.
Cool. Belly time. Kadoosh.
He clearly wasn't expecting that, and you've caught him somewhat off guard, and dealt him a fearsome wound.
Fire.
Yeah, this one's going to step out to here, and he's going to take a shot at you, Jacob, with his hand crossbow. And miss.
GG.
Ion. But he moved too far. He can't get back into cover.
There are a lot of pillars and stuff in the way, so I'm not...
Yeah, I mean, those because of the size of those pillars, we tend to ignore them. They're just there for flavour. The bigger pillars in the main room certainly take up some space.
I know it doesn't affect his aim. It's just easier to explain why the shot goes wide or whatever.
Yeah.
Can I cast Sacred Flame? No, wait. I can see this guy over here. This guy. I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame on him.
See the badmans. Dexterity saving throw for him.
Was that, did I have my dexterity saving, I mean, my saving throw correct? Can't remember if...
Your saving throw is 8 plus proficiency plus stat. So 8 plus 2 plus whatever your spellcasting modifier is.
Plus what?
So 8 plus 2, and then plus whatever your spellcasting modifier is.
Where can I see my spellcasting modifier?
You're a cleric, aren't you?
Yeah, is it my wisdom?
It's wisdom.
Okay, plus 3. Okay, that's correct.
Yes, that's right then. And still reeling from the firebolt that just took him in the chest, he erupts with radiant flame boiling all around him and drops to the floor, a shriveled husk of a man.
Excellent. Delayed fire.
Nye.
Oh boy.
Why, jeez, Nye.
Oh boy, Rick. I would like to shoot this motherfucker here with, I think you said I had 4 of those poison arrows from the spider?
You have enough poison to do 4 arrows.
Okay, I would like to use one, said, bastard.
Okay, go for it.
Are we gonna do the poison thing after? Because I don't think we actually had it.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, if it takes effect, I've got it. I've got that available to me. Okay, so it does a Constitution save because basically you doing the poison. It's just a case of you're doing a poison based attack, but it passes its Constitution saving throw and only is affected by the arrow just like glances by and just like leaves a messy little furrow along its cheek.
Okay.
And just clip with the very like the winged tip of the arrow and not actually the poison embedded part or poison dosed part.
Okay. Wait. Okay, yeah. So it's not this one that.
Wait, I thought you said you were shooting at that one.
No. Yeah, no. I wasn't sure if this was the one that they just recently killed or. So.
No, you can't see the one that just got killed. So
Okay.
1, 2, 3. This guy runs out of cover to have at you with his short sword. He goes, yeah, then screeches at you in Drowish, undercommon, whatever you want to call it.
It's higher than a 13. It hits.
It was indeed a 13 that it rolled,
Beats,
Mm.
beats.
but I'm trying to work out something because okay, 'cause it's done that. That's why. Because it's lit up in green as a crit, even though it's a 13, which it shouldn't have done, which confused me. Because for some strange reason, it's rolling crits on 2s instead of 20. Not quite sure what's happened there. Must have been something that maybe I was playing around with the character sheets a while ago and didn't notice that I caught that by mistake. But yeah, so you take 6 points of piercing damage from the sword.
Okay.
And May will then charge forward to engage it. Because he's a big strong boy. Big strong boy. And swing his great sword with great vehemence. And
Oh no.
great inaccuracy. Loading up the critical fumble table.
Oh no, Rick.
Roll.
Either through fear, excitement, or simply needing to go, he has soiled himself.
Nice.
Sounds like Harry in a real fight.
So he swings, overextends, and
Got a bit
Drops
of
a deuce.
minus charisma on that one as well, surely, for a smell.
no, it's just Constitution saves for all the rest of you to avoid gagging.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
fucked up.
Maze, I thought you were getting better at not being an idiot.
Please, it's May. He's always going to be the party's idiot.
Maid is now flanked. That'll hit. VVN.
I am going to make a move over to here. And the glaive gets 10 feet of range, doesn't it?
It does, yes.
Wicked. I'm going to attack the monster here with my glaive. Give him a good old
Who are you
poke.
calling a monster? He has a wife and kids if he's not a sentient, magically created thing for the purposes of the dungeon. You're going to
Ouch.
miss, unfortunately, my friend.
Should have got him closer. And end turn.
Okey-dokey. And this one's going to run out to here and is going to slash at odds evens. It's going to slash at Vivian.
Oh, no flanking at
15
least.
is my armor, so
And he's going to bounce off of your armor. That one's a dead one. This one is going to step out and come to give Nye a bit of a stabbing with his short sword. Nye, you're completely surrounded at this point. That'll be a critical hit there, I'm afraid. That's 10 points of piercing damage. Jacob.
I'm going to do something I haven't done so far. I'm going to use a sorcery point.
What are you going to do with your sorcery point, young man?
I'm going to cast Twin Spell,
Oh?
and you attack that one and that. Because you can't twin it on one person. I have checked.
That's right, it has to be separate targets.
So
You can twin a cantrip though. So your first one misses, but your second one does spank off the back of the guy's skull, doing him a damage. And This one is now going to step into the fray and is going to attempt to give Maeve a stabbing. And is going to hit for
Sorry,
5 points of piercing damage this time. Ion, it's your turn.
Okay. Oh fuck! Everybody's fucked up. Let's...
I wish I had more high-level spells.
You'll get there.
Level 5 cannot come soon enough.
I'm gonna stand here and cast spiritual weapon. That's not gonna hit.
That is not going to hit. Where would you like your spiritual weapon to be?
Right here, in the middle.
In the middle of them.
Oh wait, can I cast it at an advantage, because basically that guy is flanked. We've counted it as flanking before.
Yeah, every other time it's been already pre-existing.
Okay. That's fine. Well, that's just a bonus action. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna attack with Gertrude, and I believe that would
Yeah,
be...
you would get flanking for yourself, yes.
Gertrude to the rescue. Oh.
Bong.
There you go. You've got control over the thing as well, and you destroy him.
Nice. Take that, you stupid bitch.
No.
And I give this one a swipe.
Swipe or no swiping?
He's not.
He ably deflects both of your strikes.
Oh, that's... disengage is a standard action, isn't it?
It is an action to disengage, yes.
I'm gonna end my turn because I can't do anything else.
Okay. And it's this guard who's going to go for Maeve. Wow. Attacking at advantage, roll 2 crits.
Yikes. Got lots of hit.
Oh. Okay, well that, yeah, okay, that doesn't make any difference because that doesn't apply. Okay, so that's that one's turn. Then Maeve, who is that, and then he is going to swing, batter swing with his greatsword at the one right in front of him. And hit. And the guard behind him is going to attempt to give him a structurally superfluous new behind. And fail. Vivian.
I am going to give the one south of me another twanking with a glaive. Yes.
He leans out the way of that one. And that guard's dead. That guard.
Quick question.
Yes.
If you have 20 armor class and someone hits you with a 20 crit, what does the crit still hit you even though the armor class
Yes.
is equal?
Yeah, so crits, so meets beats when it comes to armor classes anyway. So a 20 would actually beat 20 armor classes as it is, and a crit always is a crit. A crit always hits. So for a reason, someone could roll a 5 and have it be a crit because of various other negative modifiers or whatever it is. But as good as a crit, it's still going to hit.
Fair enough, I did wonder.
It's a perfect strike. A crit always succeeds. It can only be defeated by another crit. So if it's like a challenge of some type.
Meets beats, crits hits.
Yes. So this guard is going to attempt to give Nye a stabbing. Your armor class is 12, you said. That's 13, you said, yeah?
13. Mm-hmm.
That's 8 points of piercing damage, young man. It only just hit you, but he managed to hit you quite significantly. Jacob.
Yes. Jeez.
Where are you flinging these magic missiles at, by the way?
1 at him, 2 at him.
Okay. This guy drops with 2 neat, slightly glowing ringed holes in his chest. The other guy has got a fearsome wound in his chest as well, like a sucking chest wound sort of thing. This guard is going to have at May land a critical hit. Crikey. So that's minus that much. Ion.
I am gonna move the hammer. It's gonna go between his legs behind him. I'm gonna move over the dead body.
Hammer down.
And I am gonna...
Alright, calm down, Torbjorn. No, that's Reinhardt.
Yeah.
Right.
That's on the internet.
I don't care.
That's
I'm
not-
tired, motherfucker.
That's not going away.
Isn't everything on the internet nowadays?
I tell you
Yeah,
if I was really
exactly.
cool. I was reading a thing. Apparently, Matthew Mercer, when he's playing, if ever he's playing Overwatch, sometimes what he likes to do is just hold down the push to talk key and go, "It's high noon," because he
Nice.
provides the voice of McCree.
It is true.
So in the voice chat, you'll hear McCree saying it's high noon, and then you'll scramble for cover.
So, this guy.
Yeah. Before, of course, comes to the realization that the other team doesn't even have a McCree. Yep, so that hits him. 24 hits a
Okay.
lot of things. 24 will almost... Actually, I was about to say 24 will almost hit a Tarask, and it won't, but...
So is Oversalt actually almost bearable as a game now, or is it still just...
I don't know. I mean, all I know is that there's an awful lot of obsession with weird creatures, and
The community is really fucking toxic.
yeah, it's oh
Really?
god, who knew a MOBA community is toxic?
It's
Wait, how toxic are we talking? Worse than League, or...
It's
It's
on
worse than Dota.
it's on par with Dota.
Yeah, it's on par with League. Like, you get called the N-word and a faggot and all that stuff every fucking game and told to kill yourself, and, you know,
It sounds like Rust.
Sounds like Final Fantasy. Are you kidding
It
me?
sounds like online communities for games.
not
Touche.
all of them are like...
Not gonna lie, actually, it does sound a little bit like how certain elements of the Roll20 community were as well. Like me and Grav, we were going to be in a game on Fridays, and when because originally there was Grav wasn't going to be in it, and then someone dropped out, and I mentioned to the DM that I've got a mate who's always up for a game. So if you want to put the roster back up to the number it was, and you have got someone waiting, I know a guy who's interested. And then he joined in for it. We had a bit of chat back and forth. We had a little bit of you know how Grav and I will quite often do these mildly homoerotic jokes towards each other.
Yeah.
And I believe the only joke we made was something along the lines of one of us blew the other a kiss, and then we were both informed that we were no longer required for the game.
Ah, lovely.
Yeah,
What the
Damn,
fuck?
that
Yeah.
is quite intense.
You
yeah.
gotta
that's-
love those homophobic ass tats.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Yeah.
that's homo. Fuck. Jesus Christ.
It took us about an hour or so to realise just what the issue was, because we got told. I received a message, a DM, saying about how wasn't going to be in the game anymore, and it was like some really horseshit reason something to do with like how bringing someone else in without consulting. It's like, dude, you sent him the invite. I just put his name forward as another person to join the game. You're the one who actually invited him. And then yeah, the nearest thing, basically just like the best thing we could come up with is just before the last thing both of us did was we had a little bit of back and forth in that way that Grav and I do, and then neither of us were wanted for the game. So it's like, okay.
Oh, but we know, like, you are completely breaking D&D rules. There are no gays, black people, Asians in D&D.
Yeah,
right?
it is complete cis, everything, you know.
Yeah, of course.
Of course it is.
Anyway, does my 3 do anything to the?
It does 3 points of damage to it.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I know. Craig,
Intense.
right? He gets a booping in the bonking.
He gets a booping and a bonking.
Nye, what would you like to do?
Is my mic working or is it being stupid?
It's working.
Well, I mean, it's transmitting your voice. Wayo!
I mean, it disconnects a lot.
Nah, it sounds fine. It sounds fine.
I would like to disengage, sir.
Go on then.
I'm gonna go here behind the door.
What's behind door
Yes.
number 1? It's a twat.
Ouch. Ouch.
That's not fair. It's not fair, is it? No, it's a coward.
You're right.
It's just this distant voice. You're right. I am a coward. Bye.
He's feeling that way. It's because Maid's not quite as cowardly now. He's got to take the place.
never a coward.
No, May was never a coward. He was just always enthusiastic and a little bit dumb. A little bit dumb.
Come on.
He was a little bit dumb.
A little bit. Jackson.
Do. He is going to swing his sword enthusiastically and with great vehemence at the one behind him. Oh, that's a miss. Ha ha ha! Fling my sword. Ah, damn it, you're not there. Then the guard is going to say, "Well, how dare you, sir?" and have at you with his short sword. Two dice it rolled, 20 and 19.
Fuck. What is up with the monsters?
Well, they are attacking at advantage because they've got him surrounded. Vivian, it's your turn.
I am going to use a spell.
Oh?
I'm going to use. Is it the magic missile? Does 3 of them?
Yeah, so you should be able to click magic missile to cast it once, and then there should be the option to repeat cast at the bottom of the message that comes up in chat. No, it's not because I haven't set it up for you. Just cast it 3 times,
Nice.
and I'll adjust the character sheet later. So, which one? Where are you aiming your magic missiles?
1 to each.
1 to each of them. Okay, so we'll do that to that one. Okay, so 2 on that one. Wow.
Whoa,
Okay, well
wow.
that's consistent. That guy actually does drop down to the ground, as does that guy. Both of them turn to see glowing bolts
Now
of energy fly
amazingly
through
powerful.
their skulls. And the last guy only takes 2 points of damage. I mean, that was both those guys. I mean, one was on 1 hit point, one was on 2. So
I wouldn't have known that unless I tried it.
He didn't roll low. He was just efficient with his mean.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And Jacob, it is your turn again.
Woo.
I think what we'll do is we'll finish this combat and then we'll end the session because I don't think we're going to be able to get that deep into the next room.
Right.
And I'm conscious that we still, even though we started late this time, we still need to finish on time. Okay. So that's nice night for him. And he is going to
So long as he doesn't use up one of those bloody spells like
Flail.
last time.
He's going to flail his sword at Ion. And miss. So Ion, would you like to do the honours?
I would love to.
Or rather, get Gertrude to do the honors.
Gertrude and Big Mama surround him. I've had a fucking long day today. Some stupid potions and some stupid shit. And I'm not, like, I'm sorry I'm taking it out on you. You're a bitch. And you kind of deserve, so fuck you.
He holds up a hand and goes, technically the potion was yesterday. You've done a long rest since then.
Fucking die.
He manages to dodge out the way of that, but no, seriously, like, we have the ability to...
Shut the fuck up.
Fatality.
crush his skull. And there you go, you've done it. You've cleared out this group of guards.
Fun.
Well, it was quicker than the last time we had to face this room again.
Yep. To be fair, there were some decisions were made. So let's just move you back onto the... So we're going to say thank you very much for everyone to come to join us.
Thank you.
And we're going to now find someone that we can pass the love on to for our Monday session. I'll end the recording so I can get this uploaded onto YouTube, I should say, later. So thank you very much to the YouTube people. Come and join us. We shall see you next time. We'll be back next weekend. And I should be doing some stuff during the week as well. Cheers. Bye, YouTube people.